Hi, my name is Adnan. I'm Director SME Commerce Growth at GlobalLinker, and in this video, I'm going to guide you on how you can list your products on GlobalLinker Marketplace. So without spending any more of your valuable time, let's begin. Let's get started. Before we move on and I explain to you the step-by-step process of listing your products on GlobalLinker Marketplace, it is important to understand what are the prerequisites or what are the criterias that you should comply with to list your products on GlobalLinker Marketplace, or they'll not get listed if you're not complying with these criterias. Now, for the benefit of your understanding, I've divided these criterias into two parts. One is business criteria and the other is product criteria. So let's first understand the business criteria and then we'll move on and we'll understand the product criteria. And after that, we'll understand the step-by-step process of listing your products on GlobalLinker Marketplace. So let's understand what are the business criterias. The first one is that you should have an account on GlobalLinker. In case you haven't signed up or if you have not created an account, you are just watching this video, in that case, you can sign up easily. It will hardly take you 2 minutes to sign up and create an account on GlobalLinker. In case you are not sure how should I do the sign up, I'll link a tutorial video wherein I've explained how to sign up and create an account on GlobalLinker, and you can watch that video and you can understand that process. So that's the first criteria. Let's understand the second one. The second criteria is that you should have an online store. Now, similar to creating an account on GlobalLinker, you may not have created an online store on your own, or you may be perceiving that it is quite technical. Like he's asking us to create a website which requires specialized knowledge, coding, etc. Nothing like that. You'll be able to create an online store, a functional online store on your own. No coding, nothing of that sort required. And again, for your reference, in the description of this video, I'm going to link a tutorial wherein I've explained the entire process. You can watch that and you can create an online store for yourself. So that is the second criteria. Let's understand what is the third one. The third criteria is that you must have verified the GST, or your account that you have created on GlobalLinker, it should be GST verified, right? Again, simple. So these are the three simple business criteria that you have to comply with. Now, you might be wondering that for the first two criteria, I've explained that I will be giving you a tutorial and you can watch those tutorials and you can understand the process of signing up and creating an account or setting up an online store. But what about GST verification? How are we going to do that? So for that, I'm going to help you understand in this video itself, or in next few seconds, I'm going to switch my screen, take you to a demonstration account and help you understand how to verify your GST. All right, so let's switch the screen. So you can see we have switched the screen and this is a demonstration account. So here you can see verify your company. This is where you'll see there's an option. So the moment you'll log into your account on the main dashboard itself, you'll see this option, or if you want, you can edit, or you can go to the edit view of your profile, and that's where also you'll see this option. So I'm just quickly taking you to the edit view so that I can show you this option. So this is where you can see request verification. You can click on that. It will open this overlay. On this overlay, you have to type in or copy paste your GST number, and then you have to click on submit. Now, once you'll click on submit, it will fetch the details via an API of the GST, and it will show you the details. Firstly, you have to check that those details are accurate, because there can be a scenario that you may make a typing mistake in the GST and some other company's GST details gets pulled up. So firstly, just glance at it and you'll be able to see that these are the correct GST details. And then it will show the last four digits of the director's number. So you have to select one of the number and to receive an OTP, and then input the OTP which is received on that number, right? So that ensures that you represents this company. This is not like anyone can come and they can input any other company's GST number and verify, right? So nothing of that sort can happen through this process. So this is how you have to verify your GST, right? So this is how you can comply with the business criteria of listing your products on GlobalLinker Marketplace. Let's move on and let's try to understand the product criteria. So we are back on the presentation, and now let's understand the product criterias. What are the product criterias? So the first one is related to product images, and it is quite simple as well. The criteria is that you should be uploading at least three images per product you have to upload, and these should be distinct images. So it should not be like you are uploading the same image multiple times just to meet the criteria. It should be different images. Now, just to help you understand, although this is very self-explanatory and quite simple to understand as well, but just to help you understand, I'm going to switch my screen, take you to the browser and show you what does this mean, or what does this criteria mean. All right, so let's switch the screen. So we are on the product page on the front end of a demonstration store. So here you can see I have uploaded 4 images. So the minimum requirement is 3, and these should be distinct images, right? So this is where you can see it is the coordinate image. This is the one angle, is the other angle, is a zoomed in view. So these should be distinct images. These should be different images. It should not be like you're uploading the same images. So this is this criteria, the first criteria related to image. Let's go back to the presentation and let's understand what is the other criteria, or other product criteria to be more precise. The other product criteria is related to product description, and it is again quite simple. The summary description should be at least 30 words. It is not characters, it is words. And the long description should be minimum 70 words. And you have to ensure that it is unique description. So you should not be doing that you're copy pasting the same description to all the products, or you are copy pasting the same content in the long description and the summary description. Those kind of practices should be avoided, because any which ways the system or the review team will catch that, and then it will lead to delisting of your product. So you shouldn't be doing that, and it will also not give a good impression about you and your organization. So you should avoid doing that. But again, to help you understand, let's go to the product detail page and let's understand what are these sections that we are talking about. So we're back on the product detail page, and this is where the summary description is displayed. So this is where the requirement or the criteria is that it should be 30 words. And down below here, we have the additional information or the long description, and it should be at least 70 words, right? And these should be unique. These shouldn't be like duplicate, or it shouldn't be duplicate across multiple products. So it should be unique and distinct to give a good clarity and good amount of understanding to the customer about the product. All right. So this is the second product criteria. Let's understand what is the third one. Third product criteria is product mandatory information. And these are again quite simple to understand. The product price must not be zero. Obviously, it will not be zero. Why would you want to sell a product at zero price? So quite obvious. Each product price should be distinct. Avoid listing multiple products on the same price. Now, this may be a little confusing. What does this mean? The point number B. So it means that if you have multiple products and they have really close pricing, so it is better to add values in decimal. So for example, if you have multiple products and all of them are priced at, let's say, 100, so it will look like for someone who's visiting or looking at your products for the very first time, they may feel that there's something wrong. They may have missed to update the price, or this looks like a wrong price, because everything seems to be on the same price, right? To avoid that issue, or to avoid that scenario to occur, what you should do, if your products are very tightly priced or they are very closely priced, then add decimal values. So right, so 100.50 or 100.25, so that a person who is viewing your product, they can understand that these are different prices and they'll not appear all to be having the same price. So that is the distinct pricing point, point number B. Then a brand name must be added to each product. But what if you don't deal in a branded product? You're manufacturing something on your own. In that case, you have to add your organization name as the brand name, right? The next point is you must be adding IDCHS code to all the products, and the country of origin should be added. Now, related to these 3 points, or the last 3 points, C, D, and E, I can imagine that you must be confused. How will we update this information, or how will we check this information? So for that, I'm going to take you to the seller panel of the online store. I'll show you how you can very easily and very conveniently check this information and also update this information. Right, so let's switch the screen and let's go to the seller panel of this demonstration account that we were seeing earlier. So we are on the seller panel of the demonstration account. And the very first thing that you have to do is you have to access the products section. So you have to click on products, catalog, and then products, which will open the product management interface. And here you have to click here, download products, and which will download an Excel file onto the device. For the benefit of time, I've already downloaded that file, and I'll just quickly open that file. So this is the file which gets downloaded. Now here, let me zoom into the file so that it is a little bigger and you can see the values in a better way, or at least the column titles in a better way. So the first field that you have to look for is the brand, and this is where you can see the column. Now, in case you have not added a brand, can you simply type the brand name here? No. You have to firstly go and add the brand, and then you can come here and you can type that, right? So you can assign the brand to the products using this file, but you have to firstly add the brand to the system. For that, we have to go back to the seller panel. Let's quickly go back to the seller panel. So we are back on the seller panel, and here in the left navigation in the catalog tab only, if you click on catalog, this is where you'll see brand. So you have to click on brands, which will take you to the brand management interface. And here you have to click on add new brand. Type in the brand name. In case you are manufacturing the products yourself, you don't have popular brands, in that case, type in your name, business name here, and then upload the logo and click on save. And that's how you'll be able to add a brand. Now, once you have added the brand, then you can go back to the Excel file and then just type in the name here or copy paste the name here, and you can just copy it to all the products which are from that particular brand, and save the file and upload it. But there were two more fields that we have to understand. The next field is HS code. So this is this field, and this is where you have to type in the IDC HS code of the product, which you can easily type in here or copy paste here. And the third field was country of origin, which is here. So here again, you have to specify what is the country of origin. Where you're selling it is not to be specified. Where the product was manufactured or cultivated, that is something that you have to specify here. So once you have updated all these three fields, save this file and then go back to the seller panel and upload it. So let's go to the seller panel. Let's understand from where you have to upload this file. So we are back on the seller panel, and we have to navigate back to the product management interface to upload the file. So once you are back on the product management interface, you have to click on this button which says upload. No, sorry, it says update product. So you have to click on update product, which will upload this file, and all these three fields will get updated. So that's how you have to ensure that all these mandatory requirements are also met. So now let's quickly switch the screen. Let's go back to the presentation and let's understand what is the fourth product related requirement. So we are back on the presentation. Let's quickly understand what is the fourth product related requirement. The fourth product related requirement is that you have to ensure that the category mapping is done correctly. So if you have already mapped your product to the GlobalLinker marketplace categories, those should be done correctly. Or if you haven't done that, while I'll be explaining the process of mapping the category, that's where you have to ensure that the mapping is done correctly, right? So there shouldn't be a scenario wherein you're dealing in footwear, but you're mapping it to utensils category, right? So that will be an absolutely wrong categorization. So should be avoided, right? So these are the product criteria that you have to ensure that your products are complying with these criteria, and only then they will get listed on GlobalLinker marketplace. All right. So now we'll move on to the next part in our discussion, and that's where I'm going to help you understand the step-by-step process of listing on GlobalLinker marketplace, or listing your products on GlobalLinker marketplace. All right, so we are on the seller panel, and this is the very first thing that you have to do to list your products on GlobalLinker marketplace. That you have to open the seller panel. Obviously, after you have ensured that you are meeting the business criteria and the product criteria. right? So you have to open the seller panel. Then you have to click on GlobalLinker Marketplace, which you will see in the left navigation. This is where you can see GlobalLinker Marketplace. You have to click on that, and it will open the GlobalLinker Marketplace Management Interface. This is the interface. Now here, the very first thing that you have to do is to map your products. In case you have already not done the mapping, then you'll have to map the products. If you have already done the mapping, then you can move to the next step, but I'll show you how you can do the mapping. So for these products, you can see I've already done the mapping, so I'm not required to do that. But if for any other product, so for example, this is basmati rice. So let's try to understand how you can do the category mapping. So I have to click on add category, which will open this overlay. On this overlay, you have to type the product name. So here you can see the appropriate option has started appearing. We can select that and click on save change, and the category mapping is done. This is where you can see the product is mapped. So this is how you can do that. Now this is like one product at a time, and if you have a large catalog, in that case it will be extremely time consuming. So you can do it in bulk also. Like this, you can select the products. So I'm just randomly selecting few products. Click on update category, and then same way you can type here the relevant category and click on save change, and the category will get updated, right? So this is another method which is available, and it will save you a lot of time when it comes to updating the categories or adding the categories. All right, so this is the very first thing. You have to ensure that either the category mapping is already done. If not done, do the category mapping. This is the first step that you have to do after you have opened this section. Now, once you have done this, and you have to also ensure that it does not have these alert icons. So these icons highlight that there's some issue with this product. So for example, this particular product, it does not have 3 images, or this product has a few more issues. So all the issues, as you can see, there's something wrong with my cursor. Yeah. So here you can see it has 2 issues. The description is insufficient, and it does not have 3 images. So you can fix those issues. How do you fix those issues? You can click on edit, and then you can rectify the issues. So once you have rectified the issues and you are okay to list the product, you have to just click on this button and turn it on like this. By default, it is inquiry only. So inquiry only basically means a buyer or a potential buyer who's visiting or looking at your product on GlobalLinker Marketplace, they will be sending an inquiry and expressing their desire to buy their product. However, if you want to sell the product online, so in that case, you can select this option, that is inquiry and checkout. But for that, you have to also add your bank details, GST details, etc. How do you add those? GST is obviously I've already explained. Bank details and HS code is missing for this particular product, but in your case, you will already be adding. Now your question will be, how do you add bank details? So for that, you have to click on this settings icon, which you can see here. Click on that, and which will open this overlay. On this overlay, first thing that you'll see is return and cancellation. You can decide. So this is where you are deciding, or you are telling the system whether I would want to give the option of returns to the customer who are going to buy my product on GlobalLinker Marketplace or not. So you can decide to turn it on or off. If you are deciding to give the return option, in that case, you have to also specify what will be the duration, and then you have to also enable shipping policy. In case you haven't enabled shipping policy, then you can enable the policy here. It will ask you to enable the policy. And lastly, you have to add the bank details. Once you have added the bank details, this is where you can click on save. Now, once you have done all that, then you can come here and then you can choose this option. Unless you have added all those details, you'll not have this option. You'll only be able to list your product as inquiry only. So once you have submitted the request, once you have clicked on save, this product will be then presented to the operations team for review, and the operations team will review it. And if everything is in order, you haven't made any mistake, you have categorized the product correctly, your product will be approved. So within 1 working day, you can assume that your products will get approved. And in fact, you will be able to see here also that how many products are listed on GlobalLinker Marketplace, how many views you have on GlobalLinker Marketplace, how many inquiries and how many orders. So all those details will also be visible here. So this is how you will be able to list your products on GlobalLinker Marketplace. I hope you found the tutorial informative. Still, if you have any question, if there's anything which is not clear, please do feel free to reach out to our help desk. I'll add the contact details of our help desk in the description of the video. Thank you.